Well, hello again, Zams. I told you I'd be back. It's 9:20 in the morning, still Friday the 8th of August 2025. Who am I? I am but the weaver of John C. in Rosamond, California, coughing up his lungs because of the damn smoke out here. I can try making a little bit of a joke because make a little light humor, but it's never humorous about smoke and fire and brushes and stuff like that happening. So, yeah, here I am. I saw the South Park episode that they had put out, the second one concerning about former Governor Noemi of, what was it, Colorado or South Dakota, I think, South Dakota. And they got her as Homeland Security. They got her as a murderous fiend killing dogs. Guys, I cannot stress this video will tear your ass apart in anger and frustration. That I would send this information over to the creators of South Park and explaining my indignant response to this one because this is just horrifying beyond recognition. And I would berate these guys, except I know the point. It's so horrifying. The point is showing what the Trump administration in its form is horrifying. And the material that they used, yes, they could have chosen something else, but they did not. The material that they showed and were trying to explain is how horrifying the Trump administration is, especially when you have somebody who puts in an autobiography how she killed a dog. And she put it in gross details in it. From what I've heard, it was very gross. How the dog became, how the dog was, and then how the dog became. I have to say it, I'm going to be starting to throw up. I'm a dog lover. I'm a dog owner. I've been that way for most of my life. Except for a young kid growing up and didn't realize what a dog was until I got one, the first one. White Samoyed Husky. She was a show dog. Her name was Rega. She was classy. Well, we had to put her under because it was years later when her behavior changed due to an accident. No, hit and run on the dog. Car hit her and ran. The details were horrifying anyway. But suffice it to say, she was hit in the head and grew a tumor. Several years later, we had to put her under because she was that mean. And she was that Maine, and she was lashing out. And we had to put her under to get her out of her misery. So I do know what it is, not just from one dog, but several other dogs. When they're in that much pain, we can't take care of them. Then we do the act of mercy, which is unfortunately putting them to sleep. No dog likes to hear that phrase. Hard enough I see the damn pictures on social media on a constant basis of who's going to live and who's going to die. It still gets to me. I'd like to save all of them if I could. But then again, it still tears my heart, and it's supposed to tear my heart. What doesn't tear my heart is when she was talking about it while she was governor, Noem, and explaining something about her book, and she wasn't tearing up or anything. It was just something she had to do. She came from a ranch family, apparently, that you had to take care of things like this. It's just something you did. I mean, yeah, it was just a dog. I know people who own dogs who would have words with this woman. Because dogs are not just dogs, they're family members, and you don't do that to family members. But apparently she would. She'd do that to her family members just to say, well, they're just there. So that's the kind of attitude I get from this woman anyway. When she goes out on her raids with the Department of Homeland, she dresses up. She wants to look pretty. And South Park was showing that. South Park was showing that. But they had to keep showing. I don't care if it's more than once. They shot dogs. I don't care if they're cartoon or not. They shot dogs. And for a dog owner and dog lover like me, yeah, that's like, do you do that to your own damn kids? I mean, if they got out of line, would you want to shoot them? Because to me, my dogs are my kids. They're my family. And the point is, it's ugly because of who and what they're dealing with. They're protesting against the government. It is uglier than shit. So if they hit marks concerning about the emotions, they've hit mine. And in that, they had to give a high five on that one for themselves. Or maybe a low five. Because they're going to have a ton, I would think, and probably ASPCA on them for that one. For making a point. For making a point. And yeah, there could have been better ways. But no, the more graphic, gut-wrenching, face-slapping to the Trump administration and to the characters that they're going after. They did the most horrendous thing I've ever seen concerning about old trash bag. And they got him in one of their characterizations that they would normally throw someone else like Cartman. Cartman would go crazy, but they did that one there too. Obnoxious kid, and Cartman wants to knock out him because he's the more obnoxious kid who says these kind of things, and yet he's got friends. So yeah, they're hitting hard and they are hitting low blows. They're stomping on toes and breaking kneecaps on this one. So this season is going to be bloody. It's going to be gruesome. And if you got the stomach and the patience and the tolerance for this thing, I think you ought to watch them through. And then I understand it with the Trump administration, and Paramount watches this thoroughly enough. It sends a message to them. You got it, guys? Good. Even though I can't stand seeing these dogs getting shot up left and right, and I would probably protest and say, "How dare you take this video out here because it offends me." Yeah, well, it's doing a very good job. You know what was even more offensive? In the earlier, what was it, between seasons 1 through 10 or 20? Within that time period, how many times they kept killing the character Kenny? Kenny was the guy who wrapped up like, it looks like an Eskimo, or a walking parka with two eyes out of it, and he'd mumble. The characters around him, the friends, would understand what he's talking about, but the audience wouldn't because it was a high-pitched mumble. Until the time he turned out to be a Batman-type character, righting wrongs, being a vigilante. And you got to see the other side of Kenny. No, but the other times they do it, every once in a while you'd see Kenny getting killed left and right. And the first thing they would show in the opening season for this one is a gravestone of Kenny. And yet Kenny's still alive. But they made fun of killing off this character so many times. You talking about gruesome? When I saw it, I was laughing my head off. I didn't know why. I'm a guy going through grieving through a lifetime of losing people left and right. And I'm laughing my ass off as Kenny's getting his, an innocent, sweet kid, getting anything and everything happening to him. And he still comes back. And what was the expressions on that one? They killed Kennedy! You bastards! Naomi, you shot your dog. If I happen to say it, I am going to get knocked off on this thing. If I happen to complete that sentence concerning about Noemi, I would say, Noemi, you're a murdering bitch. And that's the thing that South Park was trying to make a point of. They were basing it off of an autobiography that she wrote, I think. Because she put it in a book. So it's got to be her hand. It's got to be her handwriting in that one. To where she said, "I killed my dog. I killed a dog. So what? It was out of control. I killed a dog. So what?" It's like anybody who's watched the movie Old Yeller in her past when it came out, and you had these VHS tapes. You'd see them in the schools. Disney came out with this one back in the 50s or 60s. Old Yeller. It was concerning about the colonial period of our country expanding, and where you would have a ranch dog, or actually a dog found, a stray dog, and you thought this dog was okay because this dog was a protectorate of a kid. Until the dog got bit by an animal, they gave it rabies, and then it slowly changed. Till the point at the end of the film where the dog was not recognizing anybody because it was affected so much by the rabies that the dog had to be put down. I remember Mark and Brian back on KLOS back in the 90s. Radio show that they did Mondays and Fridays. And they would do a skit on this one. In the 80s to the 90s to the 2007, they had a long spanning show of rock and roll, of guests, of stuff they talked about, of things that they'd gone through. And they were part of the community, they were part of the nation during that time, I guess. But they did something about Old Yeller. I remembered it. Old Yeller, come back, Yeller. Best doggone dog in the West. And they would make fun of this thing. That was a skit that they did. I listened to the damn thing. I didn't get it then because I was still kicking my ass until later, years down the road. I still couldn't watch the film. I'd seen it in a school class. We were watching this, and there wasn't. There's tears all around for those who love dogs. Those who love dogs, had dogs. How can you kill a dog like that? And yet this one. So when I see things concerning about animals on film, fake or not, it still gets to me because I am an animal. I'm a dog lover. Not quite sure about fur balls. I don't like anything happened to a fur ball, but I would own a fur ball because I'm allergic to fur balls. I probably would like them. I had one a long time ago. I adopted my family. We had him for a few years until he ran out on his midnight patrols and then never came back. My brother found the body. Never told me about it until decades later. I mourn. But the ones that hit me more is when I start losing my dogs. And it hurts like hell. So yeah, I've got a problem concerning about fictional characters, and I got a problem concerning about animals, especially when you get hooked up into them. It takes a few seconds maybe just to get into the character, and then either they hate or you love it or whatever you're going through. But me, about a dog, yeah, I got an issue with it. I got an issue with it, guys. And I know there's going to be a hell of a lot of people out there getting the point that they don't like their dogs getting killed. But the political points being tossed out. It's supposed to be satire. It's supposed to be funny. But it's also showing an uglier side of who they're trying to go after. And yes, they're trying to show how ugly they are by making the scene as ugly as they could. Where she's, where the character that they have in there of Noem is taking a gun, whatever kind of gun it is, and seeing a dog, whatever kind of dog it is, and murdering the bastard. Murdering the dog, not a bastard. I could say the B word concerning about a dog. It's only if the dog's a female and in heat. But my dog is an old broad. She's 20 years old in human terms. She's hanging in there for a wiener. She's doing the best she can. I know her days are numbered. I know her days are coming up. I just don't like dealing with that kind of situation. Especially when I have to deal with death on a constant basis. That's too many. Too much. So yeah, death kind of hits me. And it pisses me off. I've been there. 4 years old, open heart surgery. Died on a table 3 times. Trying to get valves replaced or patches on the heart. 4 years old, should not be enduring this kind of shit, but I did. I came back to life 3 times. 3rd time I stayed. Here I am. I don't like the experience. I don't like it at all. Some people want to go. I wanted to stay up there, but I couldn't. It wasn't my time. So here I am. So now I got to deal with it, and every other kind of misconception happening down there threw me off. But the one thing I'm not being thrown off is animal cruelty. I don't care if it's fictionalized or not. I don't care if it's real or not. I have a problem with animal cruelty. I can't even watch the film Patton, okay? When they're going to be killing a donkey, Patton would call it a jackass. Now, if it was actual based on the situation, it's... But this is before the ASPCA came into operation. The film came into being trying to talk about the lifestyle, the glamorous thing about George S. Patton, military commander in World War II. And on a bridge, they were trying to get guys across, and they were getting their asses torn apart by Germans. Were flying. And they got to get them out of there. Not to mention there was other ground troops. And they had to get them off this one bridge. And the jackass just wouldn't move. Holding up the column. And the character had to shoot that donkey. Next thing you say, what you really got to me is, besides the shooting of it, I mean, you saw the gun pointed away from the camera. And then you'd hear percussion. Next thing you see is the faraway shot where the animal actually, I don't know if it was stuffed or not, but the depiction of this damn thing falling into the damn river down below where there's rocks, that still reverberates with controversy to this time. Brilliant film as it was during those times, but if you're an animal lover of sorts, it kicks your ass. Yeah. So I don't watch it. I mean, I watched it from time to time, but I try to avoid that piece as much as possible because it still disturbs the crap out of me, even in my old age. Younger age, it probably didn't occur to me as much. As I get older, closer to my own damn time, it's affecting me a great more. And since I'm doing caregiving on a dog, some people probably think it's crazy, but I'm doing caregiving on my family. That's why I'm home. So this is how it is for me. So South Park, this is my letter to you. Take it for what it is, guys. Political marks, you've made points on this one. Artistically, let's just say that you pissed off the animal lover in me a great deal on this one, which was your point in the first place, not to piss off the audience, get a message to the Trumps. You guys are disgusting. You guys allowed this violence to happen. We're just reflecting it back in your face. So I guess we have to show the cruelty of what's going on more and more. There's going to be gripes and grumbles about it. But then again, not enough of them. Not enough of them, guys. Keep going.